Hello once again to the podcast, Crypto Podcast with me, Coach 23, and this time we're talking about 40 something children in the sky. So welcome back. So last episode for the 40 something we discussed Suits LA, whatever happened, why it failed, some point. And since this show is not really the wrestling show, this is more on pop culture, regardless if it's sports, comic books, movies, TV shows, music, life in general. This is the show. This is not a non-wrestling show. Maybe we'll talk about some wrestling aspect, but not really that much. Um, so yeah, if we're talking pop culture, we're going to talk a lot of things. Comic books is one of the things we're going to talk about a lot here in this program in this show. And it's funny because I am a 40 something dad. I'm a 40 something father. I'm a father of four, with a wife or marriage of one, luckily. Me and my wife have been married for like almost 17 years this year. Yeah, 17 years this year. Uh, and pop culture has been part of my life since the beginning. If you have seen this uh, YouTube channel for, the past year and a half, almost 1 year, wrestling is part of my life. I have my opinion on movies, comic books, toys, and whatnot. And yeah, that's me. When I was a kid, long story short, when I was a kid, maybe this long story short is like 5 minutes or whatnot. When I was a kid, I have a lot of toys. My mom, I am one of those fortunate people or kids that has been given by my parents like toys. And I remember when I was a kid, aside from comic books, I like toys. Ghostbusters, Super Friends, action figures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were my favorite. I remember I had, it's now this is just a story because they're all gone. My dad gave them away to the children of his friends, all of them. All of them. I remember I had a lot of toys back then. So yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have the Panosh version of Voltron Lion Force. I completed the black, red, blue, green, and red one. For Ninja Turtles, I have the Turtle Blimp. I have the Turtle Van. I have Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Splinter, Shredder, a Foot Soldier. A lot. I have a lot of toys. And my dad, for some reason, they just gave them away. Um, I even have the one of the first version of the Secret Wars action figures for Marvel. I have like a black version of Spider-Man with limited, articulation. Arms are just like this, feet are just like that. A lot. And they just my dad, I have GI Joes, and my dad just gave them away. For some reason. And yeah, it was sad. But when I was like a teenager, I'm like, yeah, they're just toys. And now as a grown up, I'm like beating my head in the wall and saying why. Especially when I saw the price of that Panosh Voltron, those Ninja Turtles action figures right now, I'm like, it just brings tears to my eyes sometimes. Even my wife knows that because back then we were in a festival mall. Me and my wife were scrolling. There's this toy store there called Ram's Hobby Shop, and I most of the toys that he has in display, I had those when I was a kid. The Voltron I saw like was like the price was like around 25,000 at the time. The Turtle Van is around like 7, 8,000. And remember my mom and I bought the Turtle Van original one in a Uniwide. Remember those Uniwide warehouse store for like 1,000 pesos at the time, or even 900. It wasn't that expensive, but it's an original one. So like now they're just stories. But yeah, and then again, this long story short, even comic book I stopped collecting at the time as a teenager, after Death of Superman, after Nightfall from Batman, after Age of Apocalypse from Marvel, or even the Onslaught Saga, I'm like, I think I need to rest about on those things. As I'm a growing teenager. Basketball was my jam alongside pro wrestling at the time. I don't have beard and mustache at the time. Now, this is for aesthetic. I want to look older or mature for a 40-something guy. My wife said that if I shave this, I look like a 20-something-year-old, and which is I think it's a compliment. But yeah, then 2008, me and my wife, my girlfriend then, my wife now, found out that we were pregnant, and I'm like, ooh, okay. And I don't have vices. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol beverages. I don't. I certainly don't. It's a choice. It's a matter of choice. I'm like, okay. What do I do? What did I do, or when I was doing when I was a kid? And collecting action figures, comic books, and whatnot. Okay, then maybe I should be doing that. And I started with the vintage GI Joes. The O-ring ones. I believe in the festival mall they're like store that sell them cheap. Their price was similar when I was buying them in the 90s. 100 pesos, 99 even. No, 100, 110. And I remember the first two action figures I bought was like, give me one second. We have a portrait of my family kids there. I believe Banzai was one. Oh, I lose Banzai. They're here. So Banzai and a Night Creeper. Ninja Force version. Then I bought like all the O-rings that are cheaper at the time, and now I have not really tons. Maybe I have more than 50 or 60, 70 of them. Uh, Snake Eyes, the blue, the yellow, the orange goggle one's my favorite, and this one is also another favorite. Scorpion. I like the design. I know this is just a foot soldier, but I like the design of this one. Oh yeah, here. The Snake Eyes, my favorite version of Snake Eyes. I don't know why. Snake Eyes should be all black, but I love this one because I don't know. I just love this figure, and I love fighting them with each other. Yeah. So yeah, long story short, started with GI Joes again. Then after a few while, a little bit, not really a minor. It could be a minor regret. I hope like I should have bought a lot of Marvel Universe Hasbro 375 4-inch action figures back then. Because they were not that expensive at the time. I believe ranges around like 400, 500, 600, 700 at the time. Now you can buy them for more than 1,000 even. I have one figure that's really expensive because I think he is really that rare, and it's this one. I will not say the price because my wife might kill me if she knows how much I bought Professor Charles Xavier. This is a Marvel Universe version. Bought this from Ang's Toy Store and Facebook. Follow him. Shout out Ang. Thank you for this one. I know it's expensive and I know I bought this in installment basis, but that's a story for later. Uh, but I was able to pay in full, and here we go. So yeah, started collecting action figures, comic books. Remember for the comic books, I started again with Hush, the first story of Batman. Hush, Identity Crisis, then Infinite Crisis, then now it ballooned. Now for I used to have more than like 100, almost 150 graphic novels, not even single issues, graphic novels. But most of them are the Marvel issues were flooded by destroyed by flood late last year or even earlier this year when I found out. Found it like December 30th of this year or last year. It's flooded, and all the remainings are this one in the back. These are like Battle of Atom, Schism is a new one. I rebought rebought this. Shout out Andrew Bernardo for this one. Fatal Attractions, which is an original TPV graphic novel at the time. Original one because the logo is the old. It's not a milestone version of X-Men TPBs or hardcovers. or graphic novels. It's the old version. It's this one. Thank God it's saved because it's really hard to look for versions like this. And yeah, luckily it was saved. So yeah, I was able to save those. Wolverine fell. Sorry, Wolvie. So this is just like a little a bit of my collection. This is not my entire collection. I have the GI Joes under here. This chair. My Marvel DC collections is up there in our double deck. Uh, I'll show it to you sometimes. So yeah, then afterwards, around maybe latter part of 2010s, around 2018, 2017, 18, 19, I saw DC action figures. I I really dislike the first version of the Justice League action figures, the Justice League Unlimited with limited articulation. I never bought one of those. Maybe I bought one as a gift for my son when he turned 1 year old, and I lost the figure. It's a Superman action figure with a limited, like I said, limited articulation. Then maybe my only, no, not really my only. I have Black Adam. I have this version of Lex Luthor. I believe this is like a Justice League, not unlimited, but infinite version, infinite crisis version of the DC. So it's really small in scale. It's not even like 375, or it's really 375 because it's tall as a GI Joe. Um, then yeah, I saw this version of Justice League action figures, and they were made by a Canadian company called Spin Master. I'm like, oh, I think it was made by Mattel. Sorry, this one was made by Mattel, who makes Barbie dolls and WWE action figures. So yeah, I believe this is a Mattel, which is in a story, short story again. I believe that Mattel already have or regain the license for DC action figures for next year. That will start next year. But uh, McFarlane, I don't know what's the story for McFarlane or even Spin Master in terms of licensing for Justice League or DC action figures because they really killed it. They really killed. So I guess this is the first part of the Spin Master DC relationship or story for 40 something children in disguise because what I'll be doing now, I'll be doing this the first time in my life that doing this in a program like this is unboxing. I'll be unboxing a toy. Um, I have certain figures that I don't want to open for some reasons. Maybe if I have fundings, I might buy another one from my go-to seller, Jeffrey Valeriano. Shout out, brother. Thank you for the trust of you selling to me. We had this buyer seller acquaintance or friendship for I don't know, almost 2 or 3 years now. Or remember the first action figures I bought from you was like I believe it's a Red Hood Spin Master, and it's like a version of the Future Slate 4 pack for Batman, Nightwing, Robin, and Joker. Batman was wearing like a coat, a trench coat. So those are the first ones I bought from Jeffrey, brother Jeffrey, and now I am here because I bought a lot of figures from that guy. I really did. If I see something that I like, I buy from him. Although we have, like I said, a good business relationship in a way. I don't know if it's just for me or maybe for some other friends. I'm not that rich. I'm a freelancer who's feeding amount of five basically, or four if my wife has to work. But yeah, there are certain figures and I'm not open. I will not open unless I have funds that I can buy another one. And Spin Master, if you can see in the background, it's a Batman 3 pack. So you have Michael Keaton version, Christian Bale, and Ben Affleck. I will not open this one. It's a Ghostbuster O-ring version. Cool. I will not open this for some reason. I was tempted, but I'm not going to open this one. And I'll show the other collections later. So, and I will not open, oops, this one as well because he is so big. Last Ronin. I might order the comic books from Jeffrey maybe later this year because I when I read the comic version or graphic novel of this online, I love the story. This version of the Last Ronin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the Dark Knight Returns of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the first. The Last Ronin is the first comic book of Ninja Turtles I've read, and I was hooked. And I will not open this. I don't know why. Nostalgia, I guess. But yeah, so let's go back. DC Spin Master. So I wasn't really that particular with Spin Master back then. I was in my, is this a good figure because are their movements limited like the old Super Friends version? And I found out that it's not. And one of the first version of Spin Master I bought, the one seller during the pandemic was selling his figure for like 1,500 open box. So it's already pre-love and it's the entire Justice League. So it's Superman, black version of Superman with a black suit, this one. Shazam, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Darkseid. I bought it for like 1,000 from that guy, and I forgot the name, but shout out to that guy. It was the start because wasn't really is this really a good figure to buy? So after GI Joe, like GI Joe was expensive to buy as well. I bought my Snake Eyes for like 700 or 800, and this is an open vintage version. I already replaced the O-ring of this one. So like, okay, maybe expand my collection. But I didn't really I wasn't even planning on expanding my collections at the time. I was really more on GI Joes and whatnot. Until it's like a weird if you're a business wife. Portfolio grows. So yeah, Spin Master. Then afterwards the Marvel versions, Marvel Universe Infinite, Marvel Infinite versions, and a lot of things afterwards. So Superman with a shout out later this week, this weekend, I'll be having my day off. I'll be watching Superman. Superman is probably, in my opinion, the greatest fictional superhero or comic book character of all time. I know it's redundant, fictional, comic book, superhero. It's redundant. But in my mind, he is. He embodies certain traits and qualities that, despite an alien, not from this planet, embodies, regardless of what version or Elseworld stories. Red Sun, he still has that good heart, or in that goodness in him. If he is not really my favorite, but I remember when I was 5 years old, I had a birthday party and my costume was Superman. It's either Superman or Batman. I chose Superman for some reason, although Batman is my favorite superhero of all time. So it's Batman in my mind. It's Batman. My top five: Batman, the Ed Brubaker, Steve Rogers, Captain America. Superman is my number three. Wolverine and Spider Man. Those are my top five superheroes of all time. So for me, but although I know I put Superman at number three as my favorite, I never neglected to say that he is the greatest superhero of all time because he is. It's like if you read the Infinite Crisis version of storyline of Superman, Superman is the one who leads and represents the superhero community in the DC world. Even if you put him in in the Marvel universe, he will still lead. He has that capacity to do that. So yeah, I bought this figure. I like this figure. I have to replace him because the cape is already shredding in the sides. But I had this toy for this figure for like 5 years now, and still I play with this, and it's still hard. The joints are still great. I can pose him. The difference between this and Marvel Universe figures is that the torso is not more moving. Some figures from the Hasbro version, even Epic Heroes or the normal Marvel Universe Infinite version, some torsos are not moving, but you can still move it, and it's not the old limited like that punch. But for like now, you can put the arms like that, having like in a super flight, you know, can program in doing the stuff, which is I like. So it was a risk, and I was happy that I took the risk. So Spin Master. So we're here to talk about Spin Master. So I have two versions of Superman. I only have like two because Superman only has like no. There's one that has like silver lining on his suit. He has the All Star Gold Kryptonite Superman version, I believe, or Sun version, I don't know. And you have this black suit with the beard and the original one or the new 52 one without the trunks. If you ask me for the trunks, I'm more on the non-trunks version or side. Don't get me wrong, I grew up with the Christopher Reeve Superman. That's why I'm planning to watch Superman later this week because I have seen Superman 4. That's the first movie I've ever seen. Quest for Peace in the old Green Hills Theater in San Juan. Me and my mom watched like in the last full show or something. I believe I have like high grades on my nursery at the time, or kinder or prep or whatnot. So we saw it last full show. Then I saw Brandon Routh's version in 2006, and I saw Henry Cavill's version in 2013, and that's why it's like attached to me that I have to see the James Gunn David Corenswet version later this year and this week, and I can't wait for it. I don't prejudice with Superman. Christopher Reeve is still the greatest Superman of all time because he embodies that superhero element, and I'm going to like. I know I'm going to like it. I trust in James Gunn, especially after I've seen the all three Guardians of the Galaxy, especially the last part, the last one, the Volume 3 one. I believe in James Gunn that he can do something better for the DC universes. Yeah. So yeah, way better. Let's go back to Superman. So what am I going to unbox? You can see a small box here. For this, I really have to open. The Batman one, I might open it someday, but if I have to buy another one. So I want it boxed and I want figures to play with. For this one, it's fine for me to open. So this is a new version for the Spin Master. Like I said, Spin Master has already evolved from their old versions of, this one, the old Justice League figures. They already adapted the Batman, Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves Batman. I believe they had. It's just sad that they didn't really produce a Riddler, but they produced Penguin, Batman, and Catwoman, and James Gordon. But it's a special pack for James Gordon. Now you have to buy him with a police car and a cop, and it's hard to find as well. I don't know if I can. Hopefully I can, because I want that one as well. Uh, then they also had Black Adam. I believe they all had the characters except for the villain. I forgot the name of the villain, but the devil one. But they have Black Adam, Atom, Smasher, Doctor Fate, Cyclone, who I'm planning to buy maybe later this year because she's the only female character that I'm lacking for the Spin Master version. For DC and Cyclone Item Smasher, Hawkman. Then they also had Aquaman Lost Kingdom. Also had those. I have Shazam, the 375 4-inch version of Shazam that you can only buy if you buy a multi-pack version, which I also bought from Jeffrey, from brother Jeffrey, because I like that Shazam. I like the Zachary version of Shazam. Uh, it's the only one. It's like if you want to buy one, really have to buy all five because on the 5 pack you have the Flash, which they also promoted or adapted the Flash. Aquaman, not Superman, Batman and Catwoman and Shazam, which is up there in my double deck that I use as a battleground for my figures. And like I said, DC has evolved. The Spin Master version has evolved from the normal versions to this one. It's almost like not really yeah, it's actually a 4-inch version as well. So I'm going to unbox this one. The version is Metal Force, Spin Master DC Metal Force. So I am going to unbox it. For kids who are going to watch it, ask permission from your parents or ask supervision from your parents to open using scissors. Even for my 40 something dudes, guys, be careful in opening your boxes. So, yep, I am going to open the box, take the tape, and we are officially on my first unboxing ever. So, why did I buy this version? This version of the Justice League, or Superman, and because you have a metallic version of Superman, different from this one. You have Batman, an armored version Batman. You have Lex Luthor, who's also armored. And the reason I bought this is only for two, and it's not. The Lex is good. Batman, I have a lot of tons of Batman Spin Master versions because in my mind it's like he's like Tony Stark. He needs to have a lot of suit. I maybe on the Iron Man I might do it maybe next year. Complete some Iron Man armors. Spider Man I have a lot. I'll in next few episodes I might discuss it. We might do the 40 something in the next few days compared to the wrestling one. Wrestling fatigue, I guess. But yeah, I bought this for two reasons. The Superman version because he looks like the Injustice version of Superman, which I like because it's the question of what happens if Superman turns bad. I know they already had that version in the Justice League animated series, the Justice Lord. Then they made Injustice, and this is like the Injustice version, similar with Injustice. Then Brainiac is also the reason why I decided to buy this because of their looks. It's not your typical, and we will compare it later. It's fine. 30 minutes is fine. Oh, you have cards. I never knew this. For this one, you have cards, and I like the cards. Ooh, shiny. So yeah, I am going to take these cards off the box, but I will not take them off their plastic. Funny story. I also not really collected, but I all bought like 2 packs or at least 3 packs of Pokemon cards from McDonald's, and I already have the Charizard one that I'll plan to keep for the longest time because Charizard and Pikachu. When once I have those, it's like the last day that they ended. But yeah, let's go back to this. I'm taking the cards of the box. It stick to the box. I might try to open it, but it's hard. It's not really that soft card. It's really like a metallic version. It's nice, right? Great. I'm a kid. I'm a 40 something. Like that like that's the name of this program. It's 40 something children in disguise because if you're a toy collector and as old as I am, once you have this, it's like you are a kid. Uh so we're trying to open it. Are there no, there's no lining, so ah oh nice. So I took out Superman first. Oh, okay, the leg is different. So the leg is more of like I think it's much more little or smaller compared to the original version. So this is the new version, the Metal Force, or similar with the Injustice version of Superman to the original Spin Master. So the mold of the original one, it's like bulkier. So it's like you can hide the new figure here, but the height is similar. It's just the build is different. but still, it's a great figure. Articulation is slightly, it's not really limited. Similar as well. You can split him up, kick him in front, kick him in the back, his head is spinning. And the thing with the Spin Master version, it's difficult to change the heads compared to a Marvel version or the Marvel Hasbro version. Even the Epic Heroes, you can press the head and change it with other, as long as it's the correct size. And yeah, but for me, I'm liking this, and I want them to fight each other because you are an Injustice Superman and you are the good one. Bah. So like I said, children in disguise, right? I'm a kid. I'm a big kid. Sorry. That's Superman. Let's go with Batman. Ah, okay. The he's as big as Juggernaut. The 3 4 inches version Hasbro version of Juggernaut. So we pick my favorite superhero of all time, Batman. He's wearing an armor, although there's no not helmet, but a protective shield. But yeah, you can move the arms, the elbow, the joints are good, tight, but you cannot move the legs. So the legs are similar with the Bane, Killer Croc, all those big version of the Spin Master. I like this one. The only thing I guess I dislike is the cape. Why wear an armor and wear a cape? I mean, he did the Justice Buster armor from Endgame, Batman Endgame, and it doesn't have a cape. Why with the cape? It's weird. They should have removed the cape. It's my opinion though. But I like the armor. It's like more badass from compared to the armor that he used against Superman in the Dark Knight Returns. So I got Batman here. Now we're going with Lex, but comparing sizes, he's almost as big as the Hasbro version of Juggernaut. Juggernaut Colossus. Color Nut. I was looking for a name. Like Jugger Seuss or Color Nut. Forgive me. It's morning. I didn't have my breakfast yet. I just, cook rice for the meantime. I have opened the Lex Luthor. So this is my third Luthor figure. He sneeze doesn't, yeah, doesn't move as well. So I have this Lex. Where's the little Lex? No, and I lost Lex Luthor. Where did I put it? Ah, it's gone. So yeah. But here's another, no, not this Batman. So this is another Lex that I bought from a Spin Master. And I have now 3 versions of Lex Luthor, which is I'm going to cherish for a long time. I like this version for some reason. You can have them fight, right? Come on, fight. That's how you when you're a kid like me growing up, that's how you fight. Sometimes I even bury my GI Joes in the old if there's like if you have like a house or a neighbor who's like they're fixing their house or renovating and you have sand, I bury my GI Joes then and looking for it for some reason. I bury it and I'm looking for it even though I know where I put it. And now let's take out one of the reasons. Oh, nice to touch. I'm planning to buy the 12-inch version of this one as well because I don't it's not that I don't like big action figures like the McFarlane ones. The reason I kind of don't like them is because it's Space Eater and not just that. If you buy like one, I know it's not really that expensive anymore because I'm seeing like people selling McFarlane figures for like 700, 800, 900. And I know for some it's expensive, yeah, but it's not for me. I am more of like the 4 inches version guy. But the only big action figures that I want to buy that's not a robot because I bought Jeff from Jeffrey the Gotham Guardian of the Batwing and the Bat Tank that when you combine it's like a big robot. But I'm planning to buy in the future Galactus, Apocalypse, and the 12-inch version of this one. But man, the sculpt of this one is really, really good. I like the tentacles. I like the thing. This is really Brainiac. So yeah. Oh no, it's Brainiac. Superman. I don't know how I don't know how the Brainiac talks. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the weaponry. Weaponry is also maybe an inconvenience to me, or not really inconvenience, but it's not really it. The Spin Master have like weird weaponry in terms of their superheroes, but I'm not gonna bore you with the missiles and whatnot, the canopies and whatnot. But yeah, so we're successful. We are done. My first ever unboxing of superheroes or action figures, which is the Spin Master DC Metal Force. Thank you again, brother Jeffrey, from selling me these figures, and you made this 40-something kid, man, kid, man, child. I am childish, but I'm not immature. Trust me, folks. I know how to raise my kids. I know how to have a mature conversation with my parents and my wife and my friends who doesn't like this, but I am still a man child and I like this figure. So thank you. Great figures. Can't wait to, play with them in some manner. Display and play with them. But yeah, this is a great version and I hope this is a successful. Like I said, I'm only lacking Cyclone for the female DC version because finally I have Mera. Finally, this is a hard to find here in the Philippines. You have to buy from abroad or whatnot. Or luckily, if you have like, if you go to a mall that they are on sale or whatnot, you're lucky to have this one. A few of my Facebook, Facebook, Facebook friends or group mates in a toy group has like bought this from like Toy Kingdom, Toys R Us, or SM, or Robinsons and whatnot. I bought this abroad. I believe I bought this from Malaysia or Indonesia. Waited for like a week and a half for it to arrive, and it finally did. I finally have Mera. I don't care about the actress. I care about the figure, the action figure, and also have Harley Quinn. Finally, I have a version of the Spin Master of Harley Quinn. Great version as well. Yeah. So this is the movie version. This is what I'm talking about earlier about the difference of a normal Spin Master to a movie version. So this is a movie version that is joined with this. So this is a stealth version Aquaman. I bought from Jeffrey as well for from a four pack. Right. The mold is great. It's just like the height. I hope that they had the similar height of these figures, but now Aquaman looks smaller than Superman for the figures. Uh, it's weird because they made the Aquaman version small, the Blue Beetle small, Shazam Black Adam small, but the Batman version is a quite bit taller. I believe it's as tall as this dude. So more than taller than this dude. So yeah, that's my opinion about hopefully still because they said that Spin Master made the Justice League DC version action figures because it's meant for kids. And I guess at the time it was. Now it has collector's value, if you ask me. And especially when they do these versions like the new versions, it's now not really just made for kids. I guess right now it's made for everyone, kids, adults alike. Um. So yeah, I am happy to say that for 39 minutes of rambling, I did my first unboxing, and I'm happy to say that it's quite a success. Hopefully, next time we'll talk about Marvel versions, whether it's other versions, why not? And I don't know what. I can talk about the ZD or ZD version of Spider-Man, which is like this one. We'll talk about this in the next few episodes. And I guess safe to say to ask, will the real Wade Wilson please stand up? So I have the comic book version of Deadpool, and I have Wade Wilson. I believe this is from X-Men Origin version line of Marvel or X-Men, the Ryan Reynolds one. We'll talk about this guy some other time. So 40 minutes. Wow, it's long. This is like a wrestling show that I did a few episodes ago. But yeah, thank you for joining me here at the podcast crypto channel with me, Coach 23, and this is 40 something children in disguise. Enjoy your life or enjoy your life. Enjoy your day and life, folks. Have a great one.